With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC.
Yes, there it was. That is how the NFL drafts kicked off on Thursday night. It's now over. All those draft grades are out there already, Pete. The so-called experts jumping right out there, ranging from A- to B-. Letter grades after basically 24 hours after the draft. You put a lot of stock in those. I'm sure you have a letter grade as well you'd like to give, right?
Well, I guess. I don't know. You would hope that they would, when they give these grades out, they would also give a grade for what happened 3 years ago, because that's really what matters, right? And so at the moment, you make a pick, there's a different guy on the board, so that means your letter grade goes down because there was somebody better out there, but that's somebody's opinion, right? What really happened. So there's some things that can be criticized and looked at as far as trading and how you maneuver, and if you want a guy, is he still there later, picking some assets up along the way. I mean, that maneuvering, yeah, I could see that being graded, but as far as the grades for the players, they're people, man. You just don't know. You just don't know.
Exactly. All right, so let's rewind to Thursday night. You were at the draft party awaiting pick number 23, and the Vikings go with the wide receiver, Jordan Addison from USC. First, let's just discuss his skill set, all right? Not what he does, but the size. Some are concerned about that, 5'11", 173 pounds. What do you see in this kid?
Well, yeah, there's that concern, but I think in this day and age of football, with DBs not being able to really pound on receivers to knock them out when they run across the middle of the field, that the size isn't as much of an issue as it was maybe 10 years ago. Unbelievable route runner. The kid is way above his years in his ability to run routes. He's able to create separation. And I remember watching film on Justin Jefferson. When he came out, there are a couple things that stood out. Number one, his ability to create separation, and number two, his catch radius. Well, I haven't seen a ton of contested catches out of this kid. He was the number one receiver. He was Blitnikoff winner as a junior.
Right,
comes out as a senior, goes to USC. Everybody knows he's the guy to stop. He still caught over 100 footballs. They found creative ways to get him the football. So he's very productive. It's that ability to get open, like this route that they're showing on TV right now, just that to be able to set that corner up, speed, get to the outside. Receivers can run a 4.3 flat 40, but if you can't start and stop and move, you're going to be covered in the NFL. You've got to find a way to create separation. This kid does it. He's really very, very good at running routes. He really knows what he's doing, and so I'm excited to see him as part of this offense.
All right. So to follow that up, do you think the Vikings were trying to trade back? We saw the clock burn all the way down to 0.
I'm sure they were.
And do you think that they wanted to move back more than anything else?
I would assume that's the case, but then again, it's always you have to put a cost on what it means. If Jordan Addison's our guy and we think he'll be there in 2, 3, 4, 10 picks or whatever, what are we getting compensated for it? Because if someone else steps in and takes him, that compensation better all add up to more than what you're giving up. And so you don't know. You don't know what they were offered, right? And so I'm sure that happens on every pick. That's why the Carolina Panthers took almost the entire time to, I'm sure they have to call the guys and make sure he's still there and healthy and all the whole thing, but they all do. They all listen. So whether or not they did, I'm sure they were trying.
All right. How does he fit in with this offense? Because the Vikings are already loaded with Justin Jefferson, with T.J. Hawkinson, with K.J. Osborne. This wasn't a position of need, quote unquote, as they sometimes say. But how will he fit in with these guys?
And I think, and again, I do also think that's the gripe that people would have is, right, this isn't a position of need. I just think that this kid's going to fit in very, very well. He's going to be able to play the slot, be the slot receiver. He's going to be your gadget guy. He's the whip screen kind of guy, a little shake, a little wiggle. He's going to give the offense, I think, a lot more versatility with what they want to do. He's going to be, he's definitely going to be a weapon. But the combo routes between he and JJ, if you put them both on the same side of the field, they're going to be dangerous because you've got two guys that can really, really run routes and get open.
All right. The Vikings were rumored to go after a quarterback with that first selection. Again, this is all rumors. Kwesi didn't come out and say this. O'Connell didn't come out and say this.
I mean, if C.J. Stroud was sitting there at 22 or whatever.
Well, yeah, that would be a different story. Yeah.
So.
All right. But they did grab a quarterback in the 5th round. Now, before I get your thoughts on that, here was Kwesi Adofo-Mensah after the draft responding to a question concerning Kirk Cousins' future and currently without an extension.
When you go into a contract negotiation, you're trying to come up with solutions together. It's not just what Kwesi wants or the Vikings want, or it's even what Kirk wants, what we can do together. It ultimately puts together that Lombardi. And sometimes you come to a place where you decide, hey, let's talk later. This is the solution for now. That's all that's happened. And then this year in this draft, we found an opportunity to get a player that we frankly thought should have been picked long before then, and it was there just like every other position.
All right, so where are we at with Kirk Cousins in your mind? Kwesi feels he could circle back to Cousins at a later date and say, hey, we didn't work it out the first time, but now we're ready to because we really don't have another way to go. Do you think Kirk will say, yeah, I want to do that? Or we've seen him play hardball before, getting, franchise tagged and forcing his way out of places.
Right.
Do you think this is a concern at all?
No, I don't think so. I think Kirk's been around long enough that he's gonna play to the best of his ability, regardless of contract. I don't think he's necessarily going to be that kind of a guy on the field. He's getting up there though, and I think for the Vikings, not locking him in for too much longer, there's some advantages to that, in that you get to evaluate again for this season. I think for the one thing with Kirk that you got to keep a really close eye on is his arm strength. He has it right now,
right.
But as soon as his arm strength starts to wane, that's his game, right? He's a pocket passer. He's not a scramble guy. He's not, he doesn't make plays a lot with his legs. He's all about accuracy and arm strength. And if that stays strong throughout the season, then yeah, you want him around for another year or two. But if you start to see that wane, then you have an opportunity as the Vikings to be able to really make a choice in a year or two if he's not under contract.
All right, but if he says, we get to December, still doesn't have an extension, all of a sudden they go, oh, hey, what do you think about this? Do you see Kurt saying, that's fine?
All depends on the season he has, right?
It's true.
That's true. If it's a big reversal from last year, then, as a player, all you could really want is you want to be a free agent, right? That's like Zadarius Smith when he's like, oh, I want to be let go. It's like, well, why does he want? It's like, yeah, he wants to be a free agent. Who doesn't want to be a free agent after
the money they're
after they go to the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah.
You want to be a free agent. So if the season is less than stellar for Kirk, or whatever, then the Vikings have some leverage if they want to keep him around. So it's going to be based on his performance, but that's good, right? You've got him in that free agent year. Oh. So it's kind of like Bradbury at center. Right, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. He played his rear end off and got another contract. So last year they benefited from that, that free agent or that lack of security for the player coming up the following year.
All right. So in the 5th round, they take their quarterback, Jaren Hall from BYU, a kid with plenty of experience. He's 25 years old, coming off his best year of his career. What have you seen in the film that you've been able to look at?
What I like about Jalen is he's an accurate passer, and what you see out of him are a lot of, you'll say NFL style of throws, meaning he'll throw out routes, 5 and 10 and 15-yard comebacks all the way across the field, right? I think you wish his arm to be a little bit stronger, but he's very, very accurate. Yeah, and he can make those long arm throws, and he's accurate on those throws. So those are the types of passes he will be making in the NFL. He's not going to be doing the read option and and those kinds of things at this level. So those are the throws that you really like him to see. In a lot of accuracy on the deep ball, good touch on the fade. Those are the types of plays. This fade right here that he throws at tight end in the corner. That ball's thrown from the opposite side of the field, like 27 yards across the field. Got it right on the money. He didn't have a ton of help, I think, in the receiver position, right? At BYU, They had a big offense, multiple tight ends. So he's going to get used to, I think, that speed and some of those crossing routes and those things. But potential. That's what Coach O'Connell said, right? Accuracy is the main thing. Accuracy is what a quarterback's all about, and this kid has it.
All right. We only have like 15 seconds, but can you like what you saw defensively, what they got out of this. Did they get enough, or are they still in a little bit of trouble?
Well, you need bodies. You need corners. Right? You know, we're hoping that right now you're saying Andrew Booth's got to be part of the mix. He's got to play, and then you still need guys behind him. Right? You have some veteran work. I think Ivan Pace was a good get. Don't be surprised. He's a free agent that we picked up from Cincinnati. Right. He's it's like he's the immeasurable guy, right? You know, not so big, not so fast, but the kid can play and he can thump. And so the linebacker spot is a big question mark. And then I think we know who our starters are at corner, but we need depth at corner.
All right, Pete, thank you for coming out of hibernation.
Absolutely.
We usually only see you football season. This is great.
Now I can sleep till August.
Exactly. Pete Bercich, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah.
I look forward to football season so we can see more of you.
All right.
Really want to see you.
I'll gain weight.
Yeah. All right.